I've had this black leather card holder from Balenciaga for a few years now, and I haven't really been taking care of it that much, not really babying it. And due to that, as you can see, the wear and tear is quite visible. From the front, it's okay, but when you look at the sides, the leather edges have scraped off and been scratched and scuffed, and it's really not good looking at all, especially where you put the money in. Thankfully, the card pockets are not using leather edge paint, they're just folded leather, so they look okay. So for this project, let's try and restore it. I'm using a well-chan black matte finish edge coloring paint. So this is like 50 pesos from Shopee. I can drop the link in the video description below if you're interested. And disclaimer, this is my first time trying to do this kind of project, so it may not turn out the way I hope, but let's try. This one is a edge paint roller pen, also from the same shop in Shopee. So here what I'm trying to do is just to fill in the gaps of where the scrapes in the leather edge paint are. And this may result in some bumps, so it won't really be a straight line, but I plan to do like a second coating to make sure all the edges are straight. Just filling in all the gaps and then waiting for the paint to dry before I move on to the next steps. So moving on to the next side, it helps if you have something to stand the card holder on so it's all steady and you can paint hands free. This side has the worst looking edge scraping. So let's try and see if we can cover all that scraped edges off. The paint dries quite fast, like 15 minutes. So this is what it looks like after the first coating has dried. So as you can see, there are some bumps in the edges, but maybe a second coating of the whole edge could straighten all that out. So after the first coating has dried, let's try to do a second coating and do the whole edge and see if it helps in making sure that the edges will become straight and more presentable. Okay, so after all the other edges are done, let's move on to the top, which has the most visible scraping of the edges, because that's where the cash gets put in and it gets scratched every time. I put in something to separate those two openings. And the easiest part is this one actually, because since almost all the edges scraped off, I didn't have to do like individual filling in the gaps. I just did the whole edge straight. This part actually shows me doing a second coating already because I just did the whole edge for the first coating. This one will just help in making sure everything is straight and more neat looking. So after everything has dried, let's see how it all turned out. So the edges aren't really that straight, but I think it looks better now because all the previous edge scrapings have been covered up. So it now looks more neat and every edge is covered in black. And I actually like how matte it looks, even if it's not all straight and looks kind of bumpy. But I think like eventually all these edge coloring will scrape off again, so I have to repeat the process. But I think I'm satisfied with how this looks because it's a lot better than how it looked like before. And if you don't believe me, maybe I can roll the clip again of how it looked like before so you can compare more easily. So previously, there have been these gaps in the edges. They look like they were really scratched off and really look terrible, especially the top part. This DIY repair job cost me around 250 pesos and took me around 3 hours to finish, and I'm quite satisfied with how it all turned out.